I bet you're wondering right now, how do you find success during quarantine? There's a lot going on. People have lost their jobs. Students like me, thousands around the nation, are looking for jobs. People are trying to find money to pay their bills. They're trying to provide for their family. And there's a lot of fear out there because there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unknown for the future. At some point, this will die down and things will move on. I don't know how they're going to move on. I don't know what is going to happen, but at some point we will figure it out. When this started in early March, there was a lot of fear. Don't get me wrong. After a week, when I pulled myself together, I made a plan, I set goals, and I implemented a schedule to see through. And right now, I'm currently going through them. And as I went through this process, I created 3 tips. And these 3 tips have actually carried me to where I am today. And I've had a lot of success and a lot of failures. But at the same time, I have grown and I'm a better person for it. And I know that my success ranges in different ways. I was a film student and now I'm in business school. I've had a lot of great opportunities. I've met a lot of great people. And if I keep using these 3 steps, I know that I'm going to find success in the future. And I want to share that with you. Tip number 1, be in the right mindset. You may be thinking, well, duh. That's kind of a gimme in that intuition there. Well, this is just step 1 of 3. And these 3, just think of it as a framework to success. Now, this whole global crisis is pretty scary and unprecedented. There's people out there that just can't get a grip. And with the news and everything going on, there's just a lot of fear. But with that fear innately just holds you back. Getting in the right mindset can do wonders. And there is one book that I've read called Mindset. And in this book, they talked about fixed mindset and growth mindset. Now, if you could imagine, you could kind of think what a fixed mindset is. These are people who are more complacent, believe that they can't learn anything new, pivot careers, or like, I'm in marketing, I can't do accounting. Facing challenges and giving up, that's a fixed mindset. Growth mindset is taking challenges, accepting challenges, being uncomfortable in situations, trying to stretch themselves thin to see how far they can take it. But it's a situation where they can take on more opportunities, and even if they don't see it right away, it actually betters themselves in the long run. And this is the mindset that you need to have first before going into the next 2 steps to find success in this quarantine. I don't know what you have to do to get in this mindset. I don't know if it's going to be a motivational video, a song that you really like that pumps you up, maybe set it at 7, 8 a.m. every morning to get you going. But you must be in this right mindset. Now that you understand how to get into this right mindset, or understand that the right mindset that you need to be in, let's get into tip number 2. Differentiate. Set yourself apart from everyone else. I have noticed that during this quarantine via social media, people are trying to be productive in unique ways. I see lots of people doing puzzles, they're redecorating their houses, they're playing a new instrument for the first time. But then there are others who are sitting there watching Netflix, or playing the drinking game for 30 days, or dance moves for 30 days. TikTok has blown up. I get it. You want to be around people. You want to do those Zoom happy hours and things to interact and connect with people. And that's important. That is really important. But some of these things, I don't really see them having a clear plan or where they're going to take it. It's more of like, I got these things I have not been able to do because I've been I've been busy, or all other social aspects have been taken over my life. This is where you can differentiate. Differentiate that actually helps you and see how you could succeed with the skills you have, with the ideas you have, or what you really want to create. And to really differentiate, you really need to set a timeline. You really need to think about this. Make a list of what you want to do, rank order the list of how long each thing will take, see how feasible it is, write out what results that you want to get, and implement a timeline so you can hold yourself accountable. A reason to list these things out kind of goes back to tip number 1. You have to be in the right mindset. When you have the right mindset, you have the right motivation. And when you have the right motivation, you have the goals. And when you have the goals, you want to see the results, and then you feel better and you're excited, and that can help you see the light at the end of the tunnel. It actually makes you look forward to something. And not only look forward to something, we're going to get to tip number 3, which kind of wraps everything up. Tip number 3, think of the long term, not just the short term. I understand Some parts of the short term has to be justified because people need to pay the bills. There are just some things happening right now that we need questions, but really think of the long term. You and I don't know if we're ever going to have time like this ever again. That means we have the time to do this. We have the time to really transform ourselves and to find that success. If you have the right mindset, if you differentiate and you think of the long term, that is where you're going to find success. For example, do you think it's wise to start a business right now? Yes. I'm in school right now. I've started businesses. I've done side film gigs. And right now I'm doing YouTube. I'm trying it out. You know why? Because I have a goal. I want to see what it's like. And I want to see if there's any results from that. And after that, I want to see if there's any success or failures. And along the way, there are costs. Are there revenues? I don't know. But if it goes somewhere, I'm learning. And as time goes on, I'll get better at this. I'm always a picky person and I love to be a perfectionist, but what I've learned throughout the time is 80-20. Get as much good content or do as best you can and move on and readjust later. Because I can spend 3 weeks on one video, make it perfect, and I still may not like it, and there may be no views and nothing happens out of it. But this is the time where I can try and try again. I feel like I'm using my time wisely because I'm taking my film experience, marketing experience, business experience, and putting it into a project. And hopefully this will look good for employers. Now I've given you 3 tips. They're more of like a framework to use because they all kind of interconnect with each other. But if you've made it this far, I've actually given you bonus tips as well. Now there are those out there that are looking for a job and there's those that are not going to look for a job. They're starting their own business. However, most of you may face interviews again. I hope so. And there's one question that I keep thinking that interviewers may ask, and it's very important. Are you ready? Bonus tip number 1. The interviewer asks you, what did you do with the time you had in isolation? Now, they may say it in a different way, but that really gets me thinking. And that really puts a different angle on this whole framework and what I'm doing in this quarantine anyway. I never thought about it like that. And that is where it will really set you apart from others. And this question comes up a lot. Usually when they ask something like, tell me a time when you had a conflict, you say your answer and then they say, have you done things along the way to better yourself? Some things like that. For example, right after fall break of this year, I had an opportunity to interview a corporate finance position at a large CPG firm. Now, the interview went great. They asked me questions, they gave me many cases, behaviorals, and then at the end, the books were closed and I was asking my questions. They had a response and I felt so good about it that I said something along the lines like, that is amazing. That is the type of team I want to be working with. People continually educating themselves. And then I said, during fall break, I actually went back to some of the basics of finance and accounting, and I was trying to really understand, and I was trying to make myself better. Their books opened up. They were writing, and I was like, wow. That one moment right there at the end of the interview is what really got their attention. They called me an hour later. They said you made it to the final round and kind of joked aside saying, hey, there's going to be a case interview, so you may want to keep brushing up on your subjects. So it really made an impact. But what was it about? I was bettering myself. I was differentiating. I wasn't really doing it because of the interview. I was doing it because it was helping me out. That would impact me because I would find success, but I would be comfortable because I was understanding what I was learning. And that's where I'm trying to get with this question. It's not more so of like, I want to beat the interview. It's more of you're seeing an opportunity where what they're looking at is also what you want too. You want you to be a better you, and only you know what you want. And so if they see that, and you see that, it's a win-win. Now, second bonus tip, and this goes along with the interview questions. Find patterns. Patterns are key. What do you mean by patterns? Well, when you look at a job description, you see the usual bullet points that most job requirements have, but then you see some nuances in there. Let's just go for a general marketing job. You have clear communication, Microsoft Office proficiency, these steps, and then it might say like, preferred Tableau. Are you getting my hint here? You're seeing a pattern. What do you have now? time. Now you have the time to enhance your knowledge. If you're a marketer, go online and see if there's a 30-day free trial. Or if it costs a little bit, take a little bit of a risk. Risk equals rewards, but you also learn from risks even if you fail. Now, the 3 tips, again, getting in the right mindset, differentiating yourself, setting yourself apart from everyone else, and then thinking long-term, not just short-term. Those things, when you really think about it, put you in a different mindset. Things will come out of this and things are going to be okay. So I hope you learned a lot. I hope you take away those 3 tips. Please subscribe, hit the red subscribe button. I will see you later.